It's a Monday, and that means it's time for Begnaud's America, where we find the heart in every story. And this morning, CBS News contributor David Begnaud is sharing a story close to his own heart. Just like thousands of students each and every year, David found his voice as a teenager competing in high school speech and debate. You may not be surprised to learn that David made it all the way to the national finals. He discovered the power the sport had to transform his life and the lives of others.
Hooray! A culprit could not
That
be
was me
found.
in 2000, in my dad's suit, I think.
David Begnaud.
Suddenly, on the biggest stage of my life. And it's the same place that Oprah, Brad Pitt, Stephen Colbert, and 3 Supreme Court justices, all in part, got their start. High school speech and debate.
Class dismissed.
And as the new documentary, Speak, shows,
the causes, effects, and solutions.
it provides a platform and a purpose
We live in a country.
for teenagers looking to tell their own story. It helped me to find my own voice. Des Moines! And now, I'm lucky to be the MC for the tournament every year.
For the first time in the history of the National Speech and Debate Association, we have a 3-time champion in original oratory.
That's Esther Oetunji.
You are like the Tom Brady of original oratory.
Thank you.
Who are the top dogs?
Esther.
That's Sam Schaefer and Noah Chowdenova, 2 of 5 students that the film follows as they compete in original oratory.
So it's a 10-minute and 30-second speech where essentially you are trying to convince the audience that there is a certain problem we need to fix in the world. Politicians claim to protect children, yet 9 million kids live below the poverty line. The power of speech and debate is that there's so many different perspectives and just so many different life stories. And that's why listening is my favorite part.
We brought the 3 star performers together to listen and talk about speech with Scott One, who runs the National Speech and Debate Association. We all met at the Ron Clark Academy, a Hogwarts-inspired middle school in Atlanta.
When I start speech and debate and I look at my first videos, I'm not the same person like people see up on that stage. And to take someone who was shy but had a lot to say and be able to progress and learn how to, how do I argue for myself and for other people? How do I learn to convey stories and say people's stories in a way that's honest but also ethical? Those aren't skills you get to learn how to do in any other environment but speech and debate. But it's also super competitive because you're competing against the top of the nation.
4th grade teachers were fatally shot as they shielded their babies from gunfire.
It's semi-paradoxical in the sense that you're there because you beat me. You're there because a bunch of people decided you were better at this than I did, and yet I would not have anybody else on the stage than you.
Probably one of the greatest lessons they all learn is how to lose, how to have their thoughts challenged. It's pretty cutthroat, but also pretty awesome.
Doing speech in high school really prepares you for everything, whether it be a job interview, being able to confront people when you don't feel comfortable in something. Our professional league is life.
We can see nostalgic legislation yanking us backward.
The film features Sam giving a speech about what he sees as the dangers of weaponizing nostalgia.
Nostalgic thinking is often cloaked as a morality crisis.
When I watched the movie, I thought, that's a guy who has found what sets his soul on fire. 100%, and it's speech, it's advocacy, and it is empowering people around me.
And my father's nostalgia for bonfires and brotherhood blinded him to his queer son's reality.
You were very transparent in ways that I don't think I would have had the courage to be at your age.
I mean, I have speech to thank for that. Speech, like really no other activity, is so subjective and so vulnerable because it's just you.
Listen to us, please.
And that vulnerability is what also allows Noah to perform what I would call a public therapy session.
In the film, your intensity is on full display.
Oh, there's nothing that you can do.
I know. I get intense, and I think a lot of us get intense because it's a chance to competitively fight for something you believe in.
I gave a speech where I talked about how my mom died.
Your mother died by suicide.
Yes.
And
thank you for the language you're using, by the way.
Absolutely. And you were very honest in your speech about it.
How messed up does the world actually have to be to convince a mother that her son's life, that my life is better without her in it.
What point were you trying to get across?
Grown people, like adults, women, like would come up to me and be like, yeah, your mom's going to hell. You are complicit to something that was very, very wrong. So I entered the year being like, no, this is a right, like we have to respect them. We can't stop suicide by condemning it as evil.
It sounds to me like your speech did as much for you as the point you were trying to make to others.
I mean, it did. Like, it helped me along my grief journey a lot. Like, it took me from somebody who was scorned and just trying to get people to understand that I don't hate my mother because of the way she died. And it took me to somebody who could advocate to keep people on earth, right? And I think that's a journey that was facilitated and really only happened because I was giving the speech.
But don't stop suicide by labeling it as something evil. Stop it by making the alternative, life, better.
This is a pathway to train people for leadership.
Yes.
This is a pathway to teach listening, empathy,
Yes.
and it will be the key, I truly believe, over the next 100 years
Yes.
to the success of our world. There's no doubt about it. Let them speak, because when they speak, they grow, and them growing is what our future needs.
Amen, Mr. One. And we are celebrating 100 years of speech and debate with the national tournament this week in Des Moines, Iowa. I am headed to Des Moines tomorrow to crown some more national champions. What'd you guys think?
Oh, man, dude.
Incredible.
Number one, I love seeing you back in high school as a debater. The whole time I'm watching this, I couldn't believe that these young people are in high school, number one. And number two, it's not often that it's described as cutthroat and awesome,
Right.
but it makes so much sense when you watch it. They were all so strong and so powerful, all the three students you highlighted. Wow. That's what I thought.
Gail, I'm
What'd
telling you,
think,
it is
Toby?
remarkable how people
Yes.
who compete in speech and debate go on to be some of the best,
Yes.
most successful people in this
get it.
world.
I get it.
I think
see
it's
why.
irreplaceable. I mean, I feel like it should be a mandatory part of high school
Yeah.
because the ability to think clearly, one, write clearly, but then most importantly, David, the ability to occupy space on stage,
Yeah.
deliver your thoughts, and then also receive feedback on them.
And then also consider that while we are ushering in this new age of technology and kids are leaning on text messages and losing their voice because the tech is
Bingo.
speaking for them.
Or the emoji is speaking for them.
Right.
I tell you, I want to see that documentary now.
I'm going to
Yeah, I
watch
do
it.
too.
I want to see
I
that.
I will. I'll watch it with my kids.
David, love that one. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, if you have a story at home for David, contact him at deardavid@cbsnews.com or reach out to David on social media.